Anyway, here are the two teams. Brad Guzan is in goal. His only Premier League appearance actually since August was an outing against Leicester in January, but it finished 0-0. His last three starts have all been in the FA Cup. I noticed that Valdez isn't even on the bench. It's one of 5 changes that Middlesbrough have made. The rest of their starting lineup: Barragan, Ayala, Gibson and Fabio, Clayton, Darun, Ledbetter, Ramirez, Downing and Negredo. The other changes that Steve Agnew has made: Fabio for Bernardo, Darun for Forshaw, Ramirez for Stuani and Negredo for Rudiger Stedt. As for Arsenal, and Mark talks about that sorry showing at Selhurst a week ago, 6 changes in total that Arsene Wenger has made, and those changes see Cech back in goal. Holding comes into the side. You've got Gabriel and Koscielny. They're actually going to play with 3 at the back. Monreal will be the left wing back, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain the right wing back, Ramsey and Xhaka in the midfield, Ozil, Sanchez and Giroud. And the 6 changes: Cech for Martinez, Koscielny for Mustafi, who's picked up a thigh injury in training. Holding comes in for Bellerin, Ramsey for Elneny, Oxlade-Chamberlain for Walcott and Giroud for Welbeck, who has a toe problem. What do you make of that, Chris Waddle?
I'm just very surprised Arsene Wenger's just started sort of think, mate, we're going to play 3 at the back. I know he's not getting the best out of the side's not playing as well as it should be. We know that is a lack of confidence or whatever it is. They're not performing as well as they should, and whether he's looked at this and think it looks more solid, but when you've got good players who understand the game, you can play any system you want. So it's just a strange one. I've never seen him play a 3 before.
Well, we have a mutual friend, Mark and myself, Johnny Statman, who on social media has said the last time that Arsenal went to 3 at the back was May 97 against Derby, and Tony Adams was sent off after 13 minutes. So the start for Tony Adams is possibly as bad as it was for his Granada team yesterday, losing 3-0. Our referee is Anthony Taylor, who Arsene Wenger knows all about, because he was the official that he appeared to shove and certainly landed him with a 4-match touchline ban when he was the 4th official for their game against Burnley down at the Emirates. Anthony Taylor's blown his whistle. We're underway. Arsenal with a 3 at the back in their change strip, the yellow and the navy shirts, against Middlesbrough in their traditional colours, the red top, white shorts, and Arsenal are playing attacking the river end, for those of you who've been to the riverside, and it's quite a while that certainly Arsenal have ventured to the riverside. Therefore they're playing from right to left as we look, and you're listening to Radio 5 Live, and the 2,500 Arsenal supporters are certainly in good voice over on that far side as Arsenal come forward. Monreal to Sanchez and back with Koscielny.
This is what you see in Middlesbrough. Oh, it's basically 4-5-1. Well drilled, well organised, but they need to win the game. Now they're set up again to play counter-attacking football, but they haven't got any pace, real pace, to hurt Arsenal, who've gone to the three at the back today, who are really, they're a bit fragile, Arsenal, at the minute. They get a lot of criticism. Get in the faces from the off for the first 10 minutes and just see what you get from them. They're letting Arsenal grow in confidence here. They've not had a touch yet, Middlesbrough.
Arsenal, Oxlade-Chamberlain, caught in possession, and then it's played back. Here is Ramirez, just short of the halfway line. Comes forward now, looking towards Downing, who just drifted out towards this near side, the right. And then that was going to be a foul. It was Adam Clayton who threw Sanchez to the floor. Free kick to Arsenal. I don't wish to be a prophet of doom, but 29 goals at the Riverside this season. It's the fewest in terms of goals in the top flight, as Gibson cuts out that cross over on that far side. Picked up now with Xhaka, and Xhaka will get it back, and then the ball is played forward to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Slides it down the line. Ozil, 6 yards up from the right hand side on that corner flag. Oxlade-Chamberlain with a delivery. Giroud's in there, the referee's blown his whistle. It's beaten out by Guzan anyway, who's heading off to the MLS after this season, and it's still 0-0. Chris Waddle.
Well, Arsenal have started very well, I've got to say. They're moving the ball around and a lot of movement in the yellow shirts. It's a good ball in by Oxlade-Chamberlain. Giroud, to be fair, is very unlucky there with his header. He's been given a free kick against him, but actually we're seeing the benefit of a replay, and Ayala is all over him. I mean, literally all over him. You can see Giroud saying to the referee, he's got me, but the refs give the free kick to Middlesbrough. It's a good start by Arsenal.
Talking about the Arsenal formation and playing three at the back, we mentioned it earlier that Steve Agnew has tried out 4 different formations in his previous 4 games. They look like they're playing 4-3-3, which was the formation that they actually started against Manchester United, as Koscielny back in the side after injury. He's missed the last 2 games with an Achilles problem, meets that with a firm header. Into the centre circle now with Negredo, who rolls it out towards Fabio. Fabio then caught by Oxlade-Chamberlain. Is this to be a yellow card by Anthony Taylor? Yes, it is. Books after 3 minutes.
Not seeing that Tony Adams happening here.
10 to go. So Middlesbrough playing from left to right, and it's going to be Ramirez who's going to take this free kick, which is inside the Arsenal half, over on that far side, the left. But they've got a high line.
Yeah, but I put everything in the box today. Everything.
It's taken short. Ledbetter is going to let one go from long range. It moved in the air. Checo pulled his arms away at the last minute to suggest that he had it covered, had his angles all right, out for a goal kick, but it's a long way out.
Yeah, a long way off, a little bit ambitious, but worth a hit. Got the crowd going. He's a good 30-35 yards. Check, as you say, knew it was going wide. Just pulled his arms back. But I would put everything in the box against Arsenal tonight. Every set piece you can reach the box, put it in there.
Well, just ahead of kick-off, it really closed in the weather. There is quite a stiff breeze blowing here at Middlesbrough, but the Eston Hills that you can see now in the distance, or at least we can see now, you couldn't see them before. Such was the way that it had closed in, and it was wet and it was windy, and I thought it could be one of those nights that Arsenal might not fancy. But the rain has relented. But you wanted Middlesbrough to be in at Arsenal. However, for the opening 4.5 minutes, it's been quite a comfortable start for the away team.
Yeah, Middlesbrough just started to creep up the pitch, and this is an example I'm about. High lane, the 5 yards outside the D, but put it in there, drop it in behind.
Barragan's going to take this free kick. It's just about 10 yards inside the Arsenal half on this near side to right as they play from left to right. It's a diagonal ball which is aimed towards the left corner of the penalty area, headed away by Oxlade-Chamberlain. There was a slip by Ozil that allowed Ledbetter to poke it forward. Oxlade-Chamberlain will bring it clear. Giroud's first time flick, and then he was looking towards Aaron Ramsey, who was breaking through from midfield, but Guzan, the bald-headed goalkeeper, had seen that and puts it out of play for a throw. From the throw, in field with Xhaka. Ramsey's now in the centre circle, and here is the Welsh international. And then it's Holding who played it out to Monreal, and it goes out of play for a throw. Arsene Wenger in his technical area offering a little bit of applause and support of the former Bolton Wanderers defender, one of the 3, alongside Koscielny, who's in the central role, and Gabriel, who's just to the right. Holding's little touch with the head. Good noise inside the Riverside. Ledbetter tries to switch it. Oxlade-Chamberlain, though, will pick it up. Forward ball. Finds Ozil. Ozil caught. Well, if the first was a yellow card for...
Definitely.
That's the second one. We've had Oxlade-Chamberlain booked, but that was extremely late on Ozil.
Yeah.
Ledbetter apologises with the hand in the air, so the Middlesbrough captain's booked.
Good bit of skill there. So a lovely little nutmeg on there, but he takes him straight out. He sees it coming. He just jumps at the last second.
And in fact, it's Ledbetter at the moment who's just feeling his hamstring on his left leg. So the physio is on, just tending to the Middlesbrough captain.
We've got Forshaw, haven't we? Adam Forshaw could go in there and do that job alongside Clayton.
Doesn't appear to be too many empty seats here at the Riverside for Middlesbrough, who have the 2 games in hand down at the bottom of the table. They dropped into the bottom 3 in early March after they were beaten 2-0 down at Stoke City, certainly when the away support really turned on Aitor Karanka. They're sandwiched in between Sunderland and Swansea, 24 points, but they do have the 2 games in hand, which of course this is one of them, and the 6 points adrift of Hull City. And they've got Bournemouth away at the weekend, which is a massive game, but they do need ideally 3 points here for this home fixture against an Arsenal side that has lost their last 4 away matches. So he's still feeling the back of the left leg there, and he's getting treatment to that hamstring at the moment. But temporarily they're down to 10 men in Middlesbrough. As knockdown header towards Sanchez, swept away by Barragan, headed forward then by Xhaka. Ramsey tries to play it back, Negredo comes to help back out. Middlesbrough now with Ramirez, and he goes past Gabriel. Oxlade-Chamberlain slips, Ramirez is able to carry the ball further forward, but not many red shirts around him. And in the end, Arsenal swamped him and have dealt with the danger.
He started well, Ramirez, on that left-hand side of the front three, but as you said, Ian, he breaks with a bit of pace, gets 30 yards from the goal, looks in the box, nobody can come up with him, keeps up with him, can't put the ball in.
8 minutes played, 0-0, Radio 5 Live. Ayala's long ball pumped downfield, brought down under control off the chest by Koscielny to Gabriel. Xhaka will collect it off him over the halfway line. Diagonal ball now outside the centre circle, finds Ramsey, gets it back from Sanchez, didn't do him any favours, forced the Welsh international back towards the halfway line, and then it's with Holding, who plays it across the back. And Middlesbrough now just starting to press. Xhaka there comes under a little bit of pressure, and Gabriel, Oxlade-Chamberlain, did he keep the ball in play? The assistant flag stayed down on that far side. Middlesbrough were appealing for the throw-in, and then checked back in the side. Missed the last 3 matches with a calf problem that he picked up in their recent game against West Bromwich Albion. But they were forcing Arsenal back there.
That's much better. That's what they've got to do. Get the crowd going as well. Just go and hustle them. And if they lose the game, at least the fans will go away saying they had a very good go at them, and that's what they want to see.
Well, as Mark Drury, who joined us from BBC2, said, they want to, if they're going to go down with a fight. As Negredo into the penalty area, too much of a heavy touch, and allowed Holding just to intercept. But that's what I think they felt wasn't happening with Karanka. They were too cautious. Well, there's a way that you've got to go down, and certainly Middlesbrough have improved under Steve Agnew. Just the results haven't necessarily suggested that. But Fabio now into the penalty area. Negredo's shot. It was Holding who got the block in. Kept alive by Ayala, with Middlesbrough still in possession. Barragan urged on by this vociferous crowd. Downing on the right-hand side. Downing looking to get away from Monreal. Downing on the right, left-footed cross, headed up in the air by Holding. He'll get a second chance at this against Negredo, who leans into him. He hooks it into the penalty area, and then it's cleared away by Oxlade-Chamberlain. He senses more belief now about the Middlesbrough.
There seems to be a bit of confidence, and he's got them on the front foot, and the fans are responding very well to him.
The Middlesbrough supporters generating the atmosphere inside the Riverside. Can Middlesbrough, the football team, respond? They've only scored 12 goals at home, which is the fewest in all 4 divisions in the English league system. 10.5 minutes in, 0-0. Xhaka has time to have a little glance over his left shoulder, controls the ball forward. Here is Ramsey. And that'll be a free kick. Ramsey just having his heels clipped, takes it back. Xhaka strokes it in field. Ozil has Darun going with him. Back with Gabriel just over the halfway line as Arsenal in the change strip. Koscielny out towards Monreal on this near side to left, playing from right to left. Level with the penalty area now towards Sanchez. Sanchez back with Monreal. Looks up. Here is Xhaka. Triangular passing pattern between the 3. Sanchez still on this touchline. Now looks to cut in field. Looks towards Monreal. Can't control the ball though. Off his right foot and goes out of play and out for a goal kick. Chris Waddle.
Sanchez is a very intelligent player, isn't he? He's dangerous. Every time he picks it up, he's always looking to commit defenders or make something happen. He's always very positive when he picks the ball up.
Steve Agnew's just been having a word with Joe Jordan, who knows all about Arsenal from many a tussle alongside Harry Redknapp during his Tottenham days. As Guzan waits to take the goal kick away to our left-hand side and strikes it downfield. Negredo climbs in the air, beaten by Koscielny. Barragan's header back into the centre circle. And then it's with Clayton. Negredo, very ambitious effort. Well, you've got to be a special type of player to score a goal from that sort of distance, Chris Waddle.
Yeah, you've got to make sure the goalkeeper's well off his line first. Check was on a stunner. He's not going to chip. Check from 45 yards, 50 yards.
I think, to be fair to you, yours was a little bit further back, wasn't it? That one at Goodison.
Yeah, it was about 107 yards, I think. Now
0-0. Giroud with a downward header to Sanchez. Sanchez looks up, switches play. Oxlade-Chamberlain over on the right-hand side. Tried to come on the inside of Fabio. Fabio got a foot into the challenge. Out of play it goes, though, for an Arsenal throw. Still no goals. Been playing for 13 minutes. So what has been an eventful evening. That's even away before from all the action in the Football League, with John Terry announcing he's going to leave Chelsea. There'll be, of course, plenty of reaction to that on the BBC Sport website, as I'm sure there will be to the resignation of Gianfranco Zola, and of course to the promotions, and congratulations to Brighton in the Championship, Plymouth and Portsmouth also from League 2. Commiserations likewise to Chesterfield, relegated from League 1. Arsenal with Koscielny, player down, it's Fabio. Arsenal put the ball out of play, so the physio, who's just been tending to Ledbetter, is going to come on to treat Fabio, who had a head injury against Swansea, and he's in the wars yet again. So George Friend is getting the ovation in the background. George Friend, a very popular player here, is warming up, and is actually hasn't picked up a calf injury against Accrington in January, but a ready-made replacement, ready in the offing should he be required, as Steve Agnew's just having a word with Downing and Clayton 14 minutes in. What would Steve Agnew have made of this quarter of an hour or so?
I think they've been quite impressed, the tempo they're playing up, which is very important. The hustling Arsenal, I think Arsenal started very bright the first opening minutes, but they just grew confidence a little bit, Middlesbrough, and they're squeezing higher up the field. They're asking a few questions, and because if you let Arsenal time on the ball, get into a rhythm, very difficult side to play against.
Friend did make an appearance since that game against Accrington. I think it was against Stoke City, but not too much action for him in 2017, and 2017 certainly hasn't been kind at all to Middlesbrough. Would you believe they are the only league team in all 4 divisions still without a league win in the calendar year of 2017. I was having a drink with a couple of Middlesbrough fans the other night, and one of them was just saying, not enjoyed this season. He said, we've only had 4 wins all season. He said, bring me the Championship any day. He said, at least we enjoyed our football. Not too sure other Middlesbrough supporters would necessarily share that opinion.
I think he aims to get in this league, but it's just, I think what's frustrated a lot of Middlesbrough fans is that they don't. Every fan accepts losing if you have a go, and the best team wins on the day, or you don't have that little bit of luck. But when you haven't had a go and you've just sat back, not really trying to win the game, that frustrates fans.
I can also say that was at the start of the evening, so it wasn't the drink talking at the end of the night. As Fabio goes off the field of play and he's still getting treatment, and it's still 0-0. So we've had a couple of interruptions here with the Ledbetter, and now Fabio down for Middlesbrough. 15 and a half minutes in, still 0-0. Don't think he's going to be able to continue though, because they're getting the attentions of George Friend. I just had a whistle there, and Agnew is still trying to get Friend, who's now running back towards the technical area. So Fabio unable to continue, and Middlesbrough forced into a change. 16 minutes played. Ramsey to Xhaka. Xhaka still all the time in the world able to turn, and Koscielny, without coming under any due pressure, Arsenal pass the ball across the back as Middlesbrough drop off, but they drop off quite a considerable margin, Chris.
10 men. Yeah, but it's up to Arsenal here to you've got an advantage, but you're playing too slow. You're just keeping the ball. Take the advantage. It's 11 against 10 at the minute.
Sanchez, can they exploit that gap where at the moment it's not been filled? In fact, De Roon, I think, might just be dropping in there. Here he is now having to contend with Oxlade-Chamberlain, who works over the cross and headed behind by Gibson. They're still down to 10 at the moment. They can't get Friend on quick enough, Middlesbrough, as Fabio gingerly makes his way around that goal, and that's the applause you can hear as the Middlesbrough supporters at that end of the ground rise to their feet. But it's a very careful walk by Fabio, but certainly a popular player in George Friend coming on to replace him, and he's quickly involved in the fray, and he picks up Gabriel from this set piece as Arsenal have a corner kick. 17 minutes played. Corner kick comes in on the right.
That's a pen, that. Is it Ayala? He's all over Giroud. It's the referee. Look, he's having a word now. Look. He's literally all over him, and we're getting the benefit of a replay. Look, the referee's looking at them. Look, he can see what's happening. He's got a blow.
Ayala in the tussle with Giroud. Certainly his arms were around him. Mike Dean, I think, is possibly the most consistent referee.
Yeah, but rules are rules.
Yeah, I know. Fabio looks disconsolate as he walks in front of us here in this main stand after his substitution. The long overcoat jacket is now on with Arsene Wenger as he patrols that technical area. Back with Guzan, still goalless, 5 live here at the Riverside. Up towards Negredo. Darun beaten to it by Oxlade-Chamberlain, who accelerates and gets away from Darun, coming forward, now up against Friend, plays the ball inside, Xhaka towards Ramsey, cut out though by a sliding Downing, got a spray as well off the sliding, off the surface of the sliding Downing, such was the rain ahead of kick-off, and now it goes out of play for a goal kick. Tomorrow night, by the way, we're live from the King Power Stadium at 6:30. It's an earlier start, as it always is, for the Champions League. Leicester City against Atletico Madrid, and on Thursday night we're at Old Trafford. Manchester United against Anderlecht. More European commentary on 5 Live for the Europa League quarter-final second leg at 1-1. Guzan with the goal kick. Aside from Giroud, though, there weren't too many other appeals for that penalty, was there, apart from the Frenchman, as Ramsey will carry the ball forward here for Arsenal. Being tracked by Gibson to Xhaka, who slips but still releases the ball out towards Ozil on that right-hand side. Oxlade-Chamberlain went on the overlap. Ozil comes in field with Ramsey midway through the Arsenal half, and Giroud misdirects his ball, and now Middlesbrough midway through their own half with Ramirez have it. But Ramirez is surrounded by predominantly yellow shirts there for Arsenal. Ozil strokes it back. Here is Koscielny, again unchallenged in the centre circle. Diagonal ball towards Ramsey. Ramirez then breaks ranks to press on Ozil. Xhaka. Clayton will do the same now on Xhaka, but he goes back. Arsenal are being forced back fractionally. Gabriel, 6 yards short of the halfway line. In field to Koscielny. Negredo this time. Red shirts start to creep a little bit further forward. They pick out Ramsey. Ramsey, though, has to go back because Darun and Clayton were there in the midfield for Middlesbrough. Koscielny looks for his options and finds Monreal. Arsenal are playing with 3 at the back. Here is Ramsey and Sanchez, and it's Downing with a challenge out for an Arsenal throw.
Well, Arsenal's always got the possession, not hurting at all. Middlesbrough obviously 10 behind the ball. Negredo's getting isolated, and that's why they can't get out. They can't break unless they hit him, and he gets a hold of it and tries to get people to join in. I'd look as the game goes on, and Traore, as I said, you don't know what you're going to get from him. I'd play him down the middle because he's a great out ball for the way Middlesbrough play.
Here is Sanchez. That's the voice of Chris Waddle, familiar voice of course on Radio 5 Live. Monreal will win a throw on this near side, the left, takes it quickly. Sanchez midway through the Middlesbrough half, back down the left touchline. Monreal back to the Chilean, who waits, tries to find Giroud. Back with Sanchez, left corner of the penalty area, links up with Giroud once again, chips the ball back to Sanchez, off the chest, then the thigh. Monreal with the cross, deep, headed away by Friend, bypasses Ozil, comes out to Gabriel. Oxlade-Chamberlain right hand side, Friend tight, making the challenging, harrying and hassling and forcing Arsenal back, and the crowd respond to that, and as a result Arsenal then go back to almost midway through their own half. Koscielny to Holding, forward ball, Holding looking towards Sanchez. Barragan, clear push in the back there, free kick.
Well, you've got to give Middlesbrough credit for the work rate so far. Arsenal's dominating the football, moving it, not really creating chances. A lot in the middle part of the pitch, well, in the middle part of the pitch, but not really affecting the goal. And you can set a team and organise. It's when you get the ball, and not so Middlesbrough really yet put 4 or 5 passes together in a threat. They're doing a job on basically work rate at the minute on Arsenal, but when they've got the ball, you've got to remember you've got to play, you've got to enjoy the ball.
And both sides have got to win this game.
Yep, the draw's no good.
No. The Middlesbrough fighting to stay in the Premier League, and Arsenal fighting somehow to try and clamber their way back into a top 4 for a Champions League finish. They are 10 points adrift at the top of the table, albeit they do have games in hand. No margin for error for either side.
Another free kick, get it up, need a bit more quality. Drop it just down behind it, just in the middle of the D towards the penalty spot.
About 20 yards in the Arsenal half on this right hand side. Barragan takes it, drops into the penalty area, lifted back in by Ramirez, flags up, won't count. He's headed in by Darun, but the flag was raised, and it was raised quite early, and that goal is disallowed.
Well, alright, Arsenal dealt with the first free kick that come in, but when the ball came back in, alright, give them credit, they've just moved up a little bit, which Darun was offside. Good header. But that's where they're going to get a little bit of joy tonight, because Arsenal, as we saw already, are dominating the football. There's 3 of them offside, to be fair.
So it's still 0-0. Sanchez now for Arsenal. Clips it forward. Monreal into the penalty area. Monreal on the half volley, hits it first time. Oxlade-Chamberlain on that right-hand side overruns it in his haste to get there ahead of Friend, and it will be a goal kick, which Guzan is going to take in the Middlesbrough goal.
Just waiting for a little bit of quality, aren't we? You know, Ozil's not really been in the game. Sanchez has done all right. He's been on the ball, very positive, but we're still looking for that little bit of quality.
How brave is the move from Arsene Wenger, if we're saying it's 97, the last time he adopted 3 at the back, to go to a system that, you know, these players wouldn't have played before, bearing in mind they're coming on the back of that showing at Selhurst last Monday night.
I think he's looked at it, and maybe he's thought, you know, alright, injuries can take a part, but he's obviously not been happy the last 4 away games, is it they've lost, or 3?
Yeah, lost 4.
So he's obviously thinking, I've got to try something different, maybe this will suit them.
Another free kick's being given away, a little bit more central this time. It's a few yards further forward of the centre circle. Middlesbrough in their red shirts are playing from left to right as we look. Now Barragan went to provide an option on the right hand side, quite narrow actually, everybody there on the edge of the penalty area. Ramirez is unmarked too. Downing left footed, clips it forward, easily headed away. It's going to come to Clayton, pulls it back. Ledbetter's first time shot on the volley, right footed, always drifting away from goal for a goal kick, and it's still goalless.
I've got to say Arsenal's dealt with the first ball, what comes into the box or near the box. They've headed it away well, but Middlesbrough's picked up every second ball, and that's a concern.
Stuart Downing, who's actually making his 250th league appearance for Middlesbrough this evening, the sole survivor of their last league encounter here in 2008, of course, though it is his second spell at the club. And there was a culmination of reasons, I think, why Aitor Korenka left Middlesbrough, but of course he'd had that disagreement with Stuart Downing that might well have been one of them. Certainly a popular member in the dressing room here at Middlesbrough, the former England international, as it's still 0-0. Barragan now on this near side, the right, as Steve Agnew holds aloft his right arm as the ball goes forward in the direction of Downing, but Arsenal will clear. Ramsey will tidy up with a back pass towards Cech, decked out all in blue away to our right hand side. Clearance comes away from Gabriel, drops on the halfway line. Friend, the substitute, will head it forward. Referee Anton Hale has blown his whistle, and it's a free kick to Middlesbrough. Well, they're getting the set pieces.
Yeah, it's a nice spell this for Middlesbrough. They've stopped the rhythm of Arsenal, who are really comfortable in possession, putting a lot of passes together. And as you say, this is about the fifth free kick in the last 5 minutes.
But again, another high line. It's almost midway through the Arsenal half that rear guard of Arsenal have trying to protect Petr Cech. As the free kick is going to be taken now, and it's fired in right-footed. Ayala is up from the back, and no chance of getting to that, and out of play it goes for another goal kick, and it's still 0-0. And I refer you back to my comment at the start of the commentary. 29 goals at the Riverside, the fewest in the Premier League this season.
And don't go in that pub after the match, because they'll be talking about it again.
I think they're here tonight. Not that they'll be listening anyway, I don't think. As Cech will clear. He screwed that out towards this near side. Here is Xhaka back with Holding. Holding's got time to control the ball. Gives it then to Xhaka, who comes under pressure from Darun, who continues to press in the direction of the former Bolton defender. And Xhaka will play the ball out towards that far side. Oxlade-Chamberlain back towards Xhaka once again, midway through the Middlesbrough half. 9 outfield players though behind the ball, the exception being Negredo. Sanchez strokes it back towards Xhaka. Koscielny not going anywhere at the moment though, Arsenal. Ramsey Ramirez decides to press, but then he leaves a little bit of a hole which Arsenal will pass the ball into on that far side, and now with Ramsey. Xhaka is there, as is Sanchez in the central area, quickly crowded out, but Sanchez is able to pass the ball out to Oxlade-Chamberlain, right hand side. Oxlade-Chamberlain goes on the outside, a friend stands over the cross, Giroud is there, Ramsey's there too, and it's cleared away and goes behind for a corner. It goes Barragan in front of Guzan.
Great play by Arsenal. Just moved the ball ever so well from the middle to the flanks, and Oxlade-Chamberlain's having a good game down that as a wing back tonight, and good little across the far post. But you cannot let Arsenal settle on the ball and get a rhythm going. Very good at keeping possession.
Just short of the half-hour mark. Corner kick. Oxlade-Chamberlain to take it. Unmarked at the far post was Koscielny, and I think Gibson just got the touch right at the last minute to direct it away from the French international. Only partially cleared. Cross comes back in, charged up into the air, then it will be back once more. Ramsey though will let that ball settle. Friend is tussling with him for it, and Friend will put the ball out of play for a throw. Although they've gone actually behind for a corner. The assistant has just signalled it's a corner on that far side instead of a throw. So Friend didn't keep the ball in play. Ozil's quickly gone across to take it. Still 0-0, Radio 5 Live. What has been a busy Easter programme of live football that we've brought you over the last 3-4 days. It'll continue tomorrow. In comes the corner kick now, flicked on by Holding, and Sanchez lacked the power off his left foot, and Guzan makes the save in the Middlesbrough goal.
Looking very threatening at the minute. Arsenal having a very good spell of possession, moving the ball around now with a little bit more tempo, and Middlesbrough defending well, but they're just waiting without real clear chance. He snatched it that little bit, Sanchez.
Guzan will clear downfield, headed away by Holding. Negredo in the centre circle brings it under control and then hooks it almost blindly out towards that far side, and there was nobody on the Middlesbrough left as they play from left to right, and it's Oxlade-Chamberlain who'll bring it forward. Sliding through the wet surface was Clayton to intercept. Ledbetter now with Ayala along the ground to Ramirez and Barragan. Better football from Middlesbrough. Barragan on this near side, the right. Downing coming in, holding the width on this near side, the right to Ramirez. Back with Barragan, flick to Ramirez, running into space, fires over the cross, nobody there, headed away by Oxlade-Chamberlain, collected to Friend, to Clayton, midway through the Arsenal half, passes the ball out towards this near side, Barragan along the ground, challenge came from Ramsey, into the penalty area, Clayton with his back to goal looking to turn, Holding has gone with him. Goal kick, just when Middlesbrough's fans behind that goal away to our right were hoping it was going to be a corner.
Yeah, I mean, the crowd are really right behind Middlesbrough. Every time they get over the halfway line, you just want to see them push this Arsenal team back. But you've got to say Arsenal been very professional so far, dealt with it well, kept the ball in the right times, could offer a little bit more going forward, a little bit more quality in the final third, but I think Arsenal's well in control of this game.
It's still 0-0 though, as Cech will take the goal kick away to our right hand side. Ayala climbs over Giroud, and there was Friend to beat Ozil to the ball. It's a high ball that Holding has to head back towards Cech, and it's a calm underarm throw out by Cech to Koscielny, playing in the centre of that three-man defence for Arsenal. Gabriel then to Ozil, little flick to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Friend though slides into the challenge. Oxlade-Chamberlain recovers and puts the ball out of play for a throw. They've drawn 12 games of Middlesbrough, the same amount as Manchester United, which is the highest in the Premier League. 7 of the 12 have been goalless, and that's the scoreline here at the Riverside. As Negredo was being held there by Xhaka. Anthony Taylor will give the free kick inside the Arsenal half, about 10-12 yards inside the Arsenal half.
A little more quality. Xhaka gives a lot of free kicks away, doesn't he? Silly free kicks as well, and he's asking for that ball. The two centre halves come forward again, looking for a little bit better delivery.
So Ramirez is going to take this free kick inside the Arsenal half. It's fired in now, left-footed. Ayala's unmarked, heads it. Actually, I think strikes the side of Gibson and goes out of play for a goal kick. They're just looking for a break, aren't they?
Yeah, that was a good delivery, Ramirez. They're two peeled off the back, and he was very unlucky. Ayala heads out to Gibson and goes out for a goal kick, but it was a much better cross from the free kick, asking questions.
Well, this of course is the day where all the latest podcasts are available on 5 Live, and at 10 o'clock we'll be hearing from the latest edition of Flintoff Savage and the Ping Pong Guy. You also got the Rugby Union Weekly, the Rugby League and the boxing. They're all available from the usual outlets, however you get your podcasts delivered to you. Radio 5 Live, and 12 and a half minutes to go to half time, and this game in the Premier League that remains 0-0. Koscielny right of the centre circle, out to Gabriel. Xhaka's made the run. That was spotted by Darun with the header away. Giroud to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Xhaka strokes it to Oxlade-Chamberlain, takes it in the run with a cut back, looking towards Giroud. Sanchez was almost there, and Middlesbrough will clear through Ayala. They cut through the Middlesbrough defence there, but Middlesbrough survive.
Oxlade-Chamberlain's having a lot of joy down that right-hand side.
Here he is again, Oxlade-Chamberlain. His contract runs out at the end of next season. Has been heavily linked with a move to Liverpool, as Anthony Taylor's given a free kick to Arsenal just outside the centre circle, which Ramsey takes. The ball bounces onto the chest of Holding, tall, lean, short, fair hair, former player from Bolton, only his 11th appearance for Arsenal, and back out with Oxlade-Chamberlain, who this time with the outside of the book plays the ball to Holding, who actually does well under pressure. And then Monreal slides to pass the ball forward towards Sanchez, now looking towards Giroud. It's ahead of him, and Guzan comes off his goal line, and then in the end lets it run out of play for a goal kick.
It was a little bit wasteful there, wasn't it, by Sanchez. He overhits the pass. Oxlade-Chamberlain, very good game out right. I'm not sure about that crossfield ball he hits across to Holding outside the right foot. Holding did it well, but he just overruns it, the pass Sanchez into Giroud. Arsenal are controlling the football match.
And they've had half opportunities, would you say?
Yeah, they haven't really had a clear where you actually think, yeah, goal, that should be a goal. But give Middlesbrough credit, they're working ever so hard, but they've got to look after the ball better.
Just over 10 minutes to go to half time, still 0-0. Gabriel with Ramirez. Ramirez has picked up a blow to the face there. He's complaining to referee Anthony Taylor. Play continues though with Barragan on this near side for Middlesbrough. Clayton wants it to feet, right corner of the penalty area. Challenge was made by Monreal. Sanchez though couldn't pick out Xhaka, and Ledbetter wins it back. Here is Ramirez, plays it back to Clayton, looks up, left-footed ball. Negredo off his chest, side onto goal. And in the end he'll volley the ball back out to Barragan on this near side, the right. Barragan with the diagonal ball into the penalty area. Negredo can't control it, goes away from him. He gets there ahead of Ozil, left-hand side, cuts the ball back. Friend nips forward, now has time to measure the cross maybe. Friend's delivery, stretching with Koscielny to head the ball away, still inside the penalty area. Arsenal can't get it clear properly. Ramsey will pull it back, and in the end it's Holding who puts it out of play for a throw. And the Middlesbrough crowd certainly rise to that little bit of pressure from the home side. Throws taken quickly on the right hand side. Barragan to Ramirez, back with the right back, right corner of the penalty area. Ramirez left footed, can he deliver? Runs in field, chips over the cross, but Negredo's walking back from an offside position, and it's easily scooped up by Cech.
No, you're looking for that bit of quality you've not saw in any area, and ours will get into the box and vice versa, but that day he should have checked by Ramirez. Downing was back on the right. We're just talking quality really, aren't we? That's what we're not seeing a lot of. We're seeing a lot of quality in the middle of the park, final thirds, not enough quality.
Ball played forward to Xhaka, who actually had broken forward, the most advanced player for Arsenal. Couldn't control it, out for a goal kick. Quality in the final third.
That's what we're looking for. We're not seeing it. We're seeing a lot of effort, and we just need them to relax, pick somebody out, or show a little bit of quality, get your shot on target.
So Brighton promoted after beating Wigan 2-1, and then Huddersfield conceding a late equaliser at Derby County, and certainly Newcastle United would be pleased with that scoreline after their 3-1 defeat at Portman Road earlier today. We'll be reflecting on the Football League action at half-time with Mark Chapman, as Anthony Taylor has given a free kick to Middlesbrough.
That's interesting. I think it's Ramsey, is it? Ramsey puts the tackle in. Oh, and it's high.
It was high. It was on Clayton, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's high. Oh, he's caught him. He hasn't got the card out. I don't think the referee had a great view of it.
Lucky to escape certain yellow card.
Yeah, another free kick. Well, in the centre circle. What can they add?
So free kick which is in the centre circle Ramirez is going to take, but instead he's pulled it out towards this near side for Barragan. In comes the pacey cross from the right hand side. It was a good ball in. It forced Koscielny to head it away, and Oxlade-Chamberlain now will bring it clear for Arsenal on that far side, the right. But there are two Middlesbrough players to deal with, and out of play it goes for a throw, taken quickly on the halfway line by the England international to Xhaka, who turns away from Ramirez and then passes the ball out towards that right touchline. Oxlade-Chamberlain goes back. It was an excellent delivery, wasn't it?
Brilliant, but you know what? There was only one really trying to tackle the ball. You should have 3 or 4 in there. As soon as that went wide, 2 centre-halves, they all should be thinking, this is it, it's coming in.
Urged on by those around us as Arsenal are forced back, and we've got 7 minutes to go to half-time. Koscielny left it late before releasing it. There was a slip by Giroud. Ayala will clear, but it was a hurried clearance straight to Monreal. Now towards Ramsey. Monreal continues to run ahead of him. Sanchez is there if he needs him. The Welsh international then will pass the ball on this near side the left to Monreal. Gets it back from Sanchez. Now back with Ramsey. Xhaka's free. Central position midway through the Middlesbrough half. Tees it up to Gabriel to join the attack. Helps it out towards Oxlade-Chamberlain on that right hand side. A good 35 yards out from goal. Gabriel wins that challenge and had to, then comes away from a sliding ball. Third challenge was from Clayton, and Middlesbrough have caught Arsenal in possession. And now Friend joins the attack. Can't beat a tumbling Xhaka. It was a good and important block though by the Arsenal midfielder. Ramsey links up with Ozil. Ramsey away from Ledbetter. Out towards the right hand side. Oxlade-Chamberlain is fouled. Free kick. Right corner of the penalty area. It was Darun.
Well, if he's going off what he's done so far, that should be a yellow card, but he's not. He just takes him straight out, doesn't he? Gets it wide, moves it quickly. That's a clear foul, isn't it?
Yeah.
Deliberate.
So Darun is, again, another fortunate player not to be booked by referee Anthony Taylor. But this free kick that Ozil is going to take over on that far side, just a couple of yards away from the right corner of the penalty area as we look. Arsenal are playing from right to left in this first half as we sit here in the main stand. Gabriel is forward, Holding is there too. Koscielny looks like he's going to make a late run from the edge of the penalty area. Ozil now with a free kick. Comes out towards Ramsey, pulls it back to Xhaka. He was fouled. Direct free kick just outside the D. Challenge came in from behind.
Yeah, Xhaka gets Clayton just a little bit late on him. I think he's making a meal of it. He's got the free kick, he can get up now, but it's a great position this for Arsenal, isn't it? I'm sure Sanchez will fancy this, or Ozil.
It was a rash challenge on Xhaka. Sanchez is eyeing it up. Ozil likewise. There's Ozil who's 10 goals, best scoring season actually for Arsenal with his tally of 10, the German international. So will it be Ozil with the left foot or Sanchez with the right? There's also Xhaka there as well. Middlesbrough have everybody back in that penalty area.
Guzman's going mad. The wall's not looking at him. He's trying to get them lined up.
There's a lot in the wall as well.
And they've got to jump. I wouldn't be surprised if he puts it Guzman's left.
It's central, just outside the D. And still Anthony Taylor isn't happy about the wall. What a squabbling taking place, and Anthony Taylor ventures forward just to deal with that. It's a 7-man wall. If Friend joins it, it'll take it to 8. There's Giroud and Ramsey who are actually standing in front of the wall as well, which won't be helping with their vision. The keeper's not going to get a good view of this at all, and in fact he doesn't see it at all, as Sanchez right-footed past a flat-footed Guzan, who complains at the wall, but it was a quality free kick, and Arsenal lead by a goal to 0.
You've got to say that is absolute brilliant. We know he's got that in his locker. Really, if there's any player in an Arsenal shirt who's going to take this game on, it's Sanchez. It's a wonderful free kick. Guzan can't even see. He's standing on the left side. He can't see. He's having to go at the wall. I think if the wall jumped, I don't think they'd get it anyway. How he's got it up and over, under the crossbar, absolutely top draw.
But it didn't help that Guzan,
he couldn't see.
No, couldn't see it.
He's standing in a bad position. He's had too many in the wall for me. He's just blocked. He didn't see a thing, but it was top draw, by the way.
Well, there's no denying the quality of Sanchez. which, that was a wild slash by Gabriel. That's going to be a yellow card, dangerous play as he caught Ramirez. So Gabriel is booked. Just close to half time, 2.5 minutes to go to the break. Gives Middlesbrough a chance with a scoring opportunity for this free kick. Quite close to the left corner of the penalty area. As we'll see how many Arsenal are going to have in the wall. Czech will only go for 3. Not as central as it was for Sanchez. But Ledbetter is the player. Ramirez is also there too. Friend has wandered over. So it's the left-hand side of the penalty area, and they're looking for a quick reply here, Middlesbrough. Ledbetter now is going to walk away, is he? Leaving it to Ramirez. And Ledbetter actually places the ball down. The rain has returned at the Riverside. Ledbetter, right-footed, didn't get the elevation, into the wall and hooked away by Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Was it the best effort by Ledbetter? Was it, Sanchez's goal is just top quality.
That goal actually for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, it's his 23rd of the season, but it's his 19th goal in the Premier League for Arsenal this season, and actually equals his joint best return in a league campaign, matching his efforts for Barcelona in 2013-2014. It was a quality free kick. Last 60 seconds.
Absolutely pouring, isn't it?
It is. Teeming down with rain now here at the Riverside. Free kick, which curls into the penalty area. Giroud back there helping out. Missed clearance of an overhead kick by Ramsey. Not missed though by Holding, who pumps it long. Arsenal lead by 1-0. Barragan will try and resend it back from where it's come from. Out to Downing, brings the ball under control on this near side, the right, prods it back, but out of play it goes for a throw. And they've only gained 2 points from losing positions this season, have Middlesbrough, which is the same as Burnley. So the omens aren't good for when they fall behind, but they are behind to a quality free kick by Alexis Sanchez. And here he is, cutting in now off this near left-hand side. Friend was covering though, his header goes straight to Giroud. Friend there to block it a second time, as we're about to see how much added on time we're going to get. Kevin Friend is our 4th official. Arsenal are fancying a second goal though, leading 1-0. Ball fed to Oxlade-Chamberlain, crosses the ball on the run, headed away by Ayala. 2 minutes of added on time, which we're now into. Ozil charges down the Friend clearance, and Gibson will tidy up at the back and will clear it away for Middlesbrough. And the onus is going to be on Steve Agnew at this half-time break as to how he can change it.
Well, I'd get Traore on, whether you play him down the middle or on the right wing or wherever you want to play him. He's got to change it. Listen, they've worked ever so hard. Arsenal have controlled the game, we know that, but Middlesbrough have tried it ever so hard, but they're just lacking quality.
Offside against Downing. Barragan's forward ball from this right-hand side. That'll be a free kick to Arsenal. As Arsenal are 1-0 up for such an important game, if they are to retrieve what many believe has been a desperate situation. I mean, they've fallen away. I mean, since the end of January, Arsenal are actually in the bottom 3 of the form table. Only Sunderland and indeed Middlesbrough are below them. Such has been their dreadful run of form. But they're leading here and they're on the attack again. Oxlade-Chamberlain on the right-hand side, stands over the cross now, coming in to meet it was Monreal. Still might drop towards Monreal. Sanchez is there as well. He can't control the ball, and it's cleared away long by Downing inside his own penalty area. Negredo up against Holding, holds the ball up. Holding will continue to stick to his task, and did ever so well actually, because he got the block in, and out of play it goes on that far side. The Middlesbrough left for a throw.
Well, I just looked at Middlesbrough, and they play obviously 3 up front, and Negredo basically gets isolated, and he hasn't got the mobility, the pace to cause problems. He needs somebody really close to him, because he can hold the ball up, he's good in the air, he can link the play very well, but he's got no pace.
Traore is he's probably one of the quickest players in the Premier League, and don't forget, just Middlesbrough. He's a real speed merchant. And we'll find out in the next 15 minutes as to what changes are made by Steve Agnew, because Middlesbrough are behind. Guzan was unsighted. They did have a goal disallowed. Daroon clearly offside after 23 minutes, but Arsenal, as we've been saying, are in control. But what a free kick by Sanchez.
Yeah, I think that was the real highlight of the first half. I think Arsenal have been in control of the game. They've passed the ball well without really hurting Middlesbrough. But that free kick, we're waiting for that little bit of quality in the final third, and we saw it in that free kick. With Middlesbrough, a lot of endeavour, a lot of effort, but they've got to have a little bit more quality, and they've got to look after the ball more.
And you'll be able to watch and monitor the progress at the Crucible over the next, well, until its conclusion, of course, on the BBC Sport website, when we're not providing you with updates here on Radio 5 Live. Mr. Chapman's timing perfect as we're back underway here in the Premier League at the Riverside, where the rain continues to fall. It's Middlesbrough 0, Arsenal 1. Quality free kick from Sanchez against an unsighted Guzan. 3 minutes before half-time is the difference between the two sides. Arsenal would go 6th in the Premier League table. Middlesbrough would remain in the relegation zone, still between Sunderland and Swansea City. And neither side has made a change at half-time. So Guzan is in goal for Middlesbrough in their red shirts, their white shorts, and Barragan, Ayala, Gibson and Friend, who is a first-half substitute for Fabio, is the defence. A midfield of Downing, Clayton, Daroon, Ledbetter and Ramirez behind Negredo. I'll give you the Arsenal side in a moment, but Friend is forward and then he slips rather awkwardly, and the ball runs out of play. Opportune time then to give you the Arsenal side. Czechs in goal. They're playing with three central defenders: Holding, Gabriel and Koscielny. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain the right wing back, Monreal on the left. In the centre of midfield, Xhaka and Ramsey, Ozil and Sanchez behind Giroud. Arsenal are in their change strip. The Arsenal, I suppose it's a charcoal grey. I'd said navy, of course. I was showing my age, from the yellow and navy blue of years gone by for Arsenal, but it's actually charcoal grey with that change strip. And Arsenal in this second half are playing from left to right, and he hasn't made the change just as yet.
No, I think Arsene Wenger will be quite pleased the way Arsenal's played. Actually, they've controlled the game, looked after the ball. It's all about Middlesbrough. They need a result. The draw's no good, so they've got to go for it. I think you give it 15 and then you'll see probably two attacking players coming on.
We saw Forshaw having an extensive warm-up during the half-time interval in the rainy conditions here at the Riverside, as Middlesbrough are on the attack with Downing over on that far side, the right, and he cuts in between two Arsenal players with the cutback, and Ramsey's outstretched right leg diverts it behind for a corner kick. Downing did ever so well to keep the ball in play.
Yes, we saw a lot of Stewie Downing, and that was a good run down that right, and he's got a corner. I keep saying, I think Middlesbrough's best chance of a goal is set piece.
So Downing's going to take the corner himself, and it's swung over from the right-hand side, and it drops out of play for a goal kick. There was Ayala, there was Friend trying to meet it at the far post, and nobody could get the touch, and the Middlesbrough supporters settle back into their seats.
Yeah, I think he's got a first 20 minutes really press Arsenal, try and get high as you can, make him kick it long. You know what everybody says the same against Arsenal, but I've got to say Arsenal handled the situation well tonight, very, very well. They've moved the ball, kept possession, slowed the game down when they had to. Total control.
When I saw the Arsenal team bus last week on the TV, caught in the traffic on its way to Selhurst Park, reminded me of the time when Arsenal here, who had stayed quite locally, it was 2007, took a wrong turn on the way to the Riverside. The coach driver had taken them towards Darlington rather than towards Middlesbrough. They lost 2-1 that particular day. Well, here they're leading by a goal to nil. There's Traore's warming up for Middlesbrough down below. Middlesbrough giving away a free kick. Certainly not losing their direction tonight. They're back on track, leading by a goal to nil, as Sanchez fired in a cross on that far side, and it struck Clayton full on in the head. Here is Ramsey, the Arsenal number 8, to Xhaka in the centre circle. Xhaka's able to turn, and it's now with Holding. 6 changes made from that display against Crystal Palace. Sam Allardyce tactically exposed Arsenal, but the same cannot be said tonight. But Downing will venture forward and accelerates and sprints right hand side, cuts in now onto his left foot, crosses on the run, Negredo's there, and Negredo equalises. Super cross from Stuart Downing, and Negredo steers the ball past Petr Cech. Rare moment of quality for Middlesbrough, brings them level.
Well, I've got to say, we've not saw Downing or Negredo really in the game. This time, we talked about setting up as a counter-attacking team, and that's what they did. Downing opened his legs down that right, got a run on Monreal, slowed it up, cut inside. We know he's got a good left foot, Stewie Downing. He's run, 40, 50 yards with the ball, slows it up, cuts inside on Monreal. Once he cuts inside, Negredo pulls over the back of contract, and it's a nice tuck, just a toe poke, stretched, and just pokes it past Cech. Just what Middlesbrough wanted early in the second half.
Jumping in, left-footed to guide the ball past Petr Cech. The Middlesbrough physio has just been called forward. It's Ramirez who I think is going to get some treatment. But Negredo, Middlesbrough's top scorer, only takes his tally to 9 for the season.
They actually had 2 in the box, 2-on-2. And it's the first time we've really saw it. Stewie Downing, first time we've really seen a chance of him actually getting a run at the defence, which he did. Cut it inside Monreal. We know he's got a good left foot, great delivery, but there was 2 queuing up to put it in.
Said in the first half that 12 goals at home is the fewest in all 4 divisions. That's definitely lucky 13. Downing's ball in, and Negredo gave Cech no chance whatsoever, but a super ball by Downing, wasn't it? Real
Excellent.
Quality.
Yeah, we know he's got a good left foot. It's getting him high enough up the pitch, and this time he did. He had a positive run, about a 40-yard run. Now he just slowed the game down, cut inside, great delivery.
Said it on Saturday when I was at Sunderland. You know, as a football fan, regardless of which team you're in, it's at this stage of the season, you look at a league table, and if you look at it once, you look at it 1,000 times, it still doesn't change. But it's the hope that sometimes can kill you at this stage of the season. And Middlesbrough fans may well have been resigned, thinking it's not going to happen. But all of a sudden, that faint hope is once again revitalised. You can hear it for yourselves around the riverside now. They once again believe. They've got no right to believe, really, when you think the season that they've had, but they do. And this will be a test of Arsenal's resolve now, because it was quite comfortable for long periods in that first half. But an early equaliser in the second half sets it up nicely. Trent chips the ball into the penalty area. Negredo stands his ground. Koscielny bounced off him, there was no foul, and cleared away on that far side. How important from a Middlesbrough point of view to get an early goal?
Oh, very important. Well, look at the action, the crowd, the atmosphere around this ground now, and that should spur them on. Keep doing what they did from the start. Press. It's hard work, but you've got to do it.
Steve Agnew continues to patrol that technical area. There's a lot of people behind the scenes willing him to succeed. Joe Jordan now is barking out the orders as Friend will come forward. The back heel from Gabriel. Not a time to elaborate with moves such as that, but Ozil is there to bring the ball in field. And in the sweeping rain here on the banks of the River Tees, Middlesbrough supporters are certainly providing plenty of vocal encouragement. 1-1. And Arsenal drop back to 7th. And it's a setback for Arsenal in their pursuit of a top 4 finish.
And they were really in control of the game first half, weren't they? They really maybe should have scored a couple of more goals if they'd had a little bit more quality.
Here is Ozil. Gabriel on the right touchline. Ramirez again leaves a trail of water as he slides across the surface. Anthony Taylor at the moment is just having a word with Ledbetter and actually calling Ramirez towards him. Not too sure what the problem is. Anthony Taylor is talking to the Middlesbrough captain. Ramirez gets a pat on the back. It's whether he's been talking out of turn, and the referee's just had a word with the captain and told him, look, you have to tell him to cut it out. But look at the rain sweeping down. It's a filthy night. Koscielny. Do Arsenal fancy it? Middlesbrough certainly do.
Well, I think what Middlesbrough's done, they've come out the blocks quick, they've got the goal, they've knocked Arsenal out the rhythm. You know, they were in total control of the match, they were passing the ball around with ease. But they've upped the tempo at Middlesbrough, and Arsenal, for all, have still got a lot of quality and are very dangerous. Middlesbrough now is taking control of the match.
Ramsey loses out. Clayton to Friend on this near side. Clayton on the halfway line, feeds it back towards Friend, who'd continued his run. Ramirez wants it ahead of him. Friend though cuts inside. Friend to the edge of the penalty area. Friend in the box, pulls his shot wide, touched up in the air, and then Downing blazes the ball over. Corner the 6-yard box, off his left foot, couldn't keep it down. 1-1.
Well, you talk about Arsenal. Really, yeah, they're up for a fight, and they're not giving Middlesbrough one. It's so easy for Middlesbrough. Look at the challenges. Gabriel, terrible challenge. Clearance from Monreal, and down into hard skill, a half volley. As it's come down, he's kept his eye on it well, but it's a hard skill. He's hit it high over the crossbar.
The attendance tonight is 31,298, and just short of 3,000 from Arsenal. 2,955 have made that very long journey from the capital. Used to be, and if you've been here at the Riverside, that the away section used to be behind the goal as we look up to our right-hand side. They've actually developed a singing section now for Middlesbrough. The Arsenal fans are on I think it's the east stand opposite us. But you've got two ends and two walls of noise coming here at the Riverside backing Middlesbrough. Here is Ramsey, midway through the Middlesbrough half for Arsenal. Gabriel joins the attack. Moments ago, the end to our right-hand side was literally bouncing. Ozil coming forward now for Arsenal, who've been pegged back. That was a late challenge. Barragan cannot complain. Foul on Sanchez, came right through the back of him.
There's no need though, he's not going anywhere. He just laid the ball back to where it come from. There's no need to get that tight and try and nick the ball. You're never going to win it.
So it's a free kick to Arsenal. Middlesbrough have to bring everybody back. Ozil looks like he's going to take this. Oxlade-Chamberlain's also there. You're listening to Radio 5 Live. Tomorrow we've got the Champions League for you. It's a 6:30 start from the King Power. Leicester City only trailing by a 1-0 against Atletico Madrid. Thursday Europa League action from Old Trafford. Manchester United against Anderlecht. Oxlade-Chamberlain to take the free kick. Headed away by Ayala. Comes by Xhaka. Giroud has a stab at it. Cleared away by Ayala. Every outfield player was in the half to our right-hand side as Clayton jumps into Monreal. And Anthony Taylor will just have a word with the Middlesbrough midfielder.
I think it was Gibson who got the block on the challenge from Giroud. When the scramble comes in, I think it's Gibson who actually ends on the floor. Yeah, it is, it's Gibson.
Ben Gibson, who has played in all 32 Premier League games this season, linked up with the England squad last time out, was almost caught in possession with Ramsey. That was because of the pressing from Ramirez. He continues to press into the penalty area, check or clear, and he's certainly being watched by a lot of clubs, is Ben Gibson. You know, Chelsea and Tottenham, the two at least, have been monitoring his progress. Who has come up through the ranks, signed a new 5-year deal though in August. If they are to prize him away, he won't be cheap. From the throw, 1-1. Much more even second half.
Yeah, I think they've obviously set the Middlesbrough, showing too much respect maybe. You let them do what they want on the ball, you've got to knock them out the rhythm because they are a very, very talented side, Arsenal. We know that, but they can be fragile, and they've been after them second half and they got the rewards.
We've been playing for just under an hour. Radio 5 Live, 1-1. Arsenal had taken the lead, but that early goal in the second half has brought Middlesbrough back into it. Here is Ozil. Oxlade-Chamberlain hasn't been able to venture forward as much as he did in the first half down the right-hand side. Arsenal playing with three at the back, and here is one of those three central defenders. Koscielny in the centre circle over the halfway line. Right-footed ball spread out towards that far side. Sanchez won't keep it in play. In front of that strong travelling Arsenal support, out of play it goes right down by the corner flag. 1-1 here, and Middlesbrough boosted by that Negredo equaliser. Have a throw. Not much movement though for Barragan, as he's going to take it over on that far side. Looping throw. Headed in field by Monreal, picked up by Friend, caught in possession. Referee though actually says it's a free kick to Middlesbrough. Foul on Friend.
Yeah, Ramsey a little bit late on Friend, but there seems to be a lot more energy about this Middlesbrough side, and actually, they're asking questions, they're hustling Arsenal a lot more, and Arsenal don't like it.
It's always going to be a test for Arsenal, a test of their resolve, a test of their character after that performance, such a meek display at Crystal Palace last week. Guzan, the Middlesbrough goalkeeper, climbing over the back of Negredo was Monreal. That'll be a free kick to Middlesbrough. They thought about taking it quickly on that far side to right as they play from right to left as we look. An hour played, Middlesbrough 1, Arsenal 1 in a game that both sides realistically have to win. So it's a free kick. Arsenal have everybody back, providing a line on the edge of their penalty area. It's curled in, Friend heads it, beaten out by Cech, real scramble, and cleared away by Gabriel. Still the danger remains, Clayton right hand side. Clayton's low ball will be dealt with by Giroud. Giroud's clearance, and Arsenal now might be able to strike on the counter-attack. Stopped Ozil by De Roon. Picked up by Koscielny. Can't release Oxlade-Chamberlain. Friend was back in position, and Middlesbrough will come forward once more, but they were close to going in front there. It's still 1-1. It's with Downing. Downing's cross on the right-hand side, and Cech gathers.
They should score. They should have scored. Free kick. We said Arsenal lack concentration. Free head at the far post. Ayala goes back across. Negredo's trying to force it over the lane. Can it? Arsenal just clear it again. But another set piece.
And it's still 1-1. Again, it was the Downing delivery from the right-hand side. Friend had headed it back, and Ayala beaten out by Petr Cech. Now to the other end. It's with Sanchez, and it will cannon off the knees of Friend and behind for a corner. Good save though, wasn't it, by Cech?
Yeah, good save.
To keep it at 1-1. Corner kick to Arsenal, playing from left to right. Ozil to take the corner. Drops on the edge of the penalty area. Fired back in. Oh, the ball break down to Ramirez, and Ramirez has got to come up against Oxlade-Chamberlain. It's 1 against 1, but Oxlade-Chamberlain's reactions were spot on, because at one stage Ramirez had a clear sight, albeit on the halfway line, but Oxlade-Chamberlain quickly sprinted back to thwart that Middlesbrough counter-attack. Now with Ozil, right-hand side. Oxlade-Chamberlain flights over the cross. Sanchez is there, and it's cleared away by Friend, who was tucked in. Good covering by the left back. Game's open at the moment.
Wow, you don't know where Ramirez is going to run away from Oxlade-Chamberlain. He is quick, and he did ever so well. It's a proper Premier League game, isn't it? End to end.
Still 1-1. Downing, right-hand side, linking up. Ramsey, though, will get there, and although it cannoned off the knees of Downing, it fell towards Gabriel. Now with Ramsey. Ramsey coming forward. More goals surely in this game at 1-1. Sanchez to Ozil, making a run through the middle, but Guzan was quickly off his goal line and did just enough to put off Ozil, who slams one of his feet against the goalpost in frustration.
I just thought he got there in time. Guzan did ever so well to read the situation, made himself big, dives with his feet. I just thought with Ozil, his cleverness, I thought he would have just tried to lift it.
Middlesbrough come forward. The referee's played the advantage. De Roon will try and get there. Gabriel, he likes the back heels. That'll be a foul. Ramirez pulling back at Oxlade-Chamberlain, drops to the floor to give away the free kick. Free kick to Arsenal, and they'll hope that it will settle down at the moment. Gabriel takes the free kick, diagonal, along the ground, finds Xhaka just outside the centre circle. Arsenal in their changed colours, the yellow and charcoal, playing from left to right. Xhaka's over the halfway line. Sanchez outside the centre circle. Joining the attack now is Gabriel over the halfway line. Leaves it to Ramsey, lays it off to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Middlesbrough supporters continue to generate the atmosphere inside the Riverside. Hope you're enjoying it, listening to it on Radio 5 Live. 1-1, Premier League. Here is Ozil, midway through the Middlesbrough half. Xhaka forward once again, lays it off with his left foot to the German international. Forward ball to Sanchez, tries to roll away from Downing, who sticks to his task. Off the floor comes Sanchez, back to his feet, springs back. Gabriel, man overs Oxlade-Chamberlain on this near side, the right. Here is the England international. There is that red line that they have to try and prise open. Sanchez gets it back at a second time, closed down this time by Clayton, comes off the body of Clayton. Gabriel. They continue to sit off them though to Middlesbrough. Now can they break ranks? No, Sanchez will win it back.
They're feeling the pace, Middlesbrough. They've come out of the blocks quick. You can't keep that tempo up, it's impossible. And they're starting to feel the pace, so Arsenal couldn't control the game at the minute.
That's the cry from the Middlesbrough supporters. As the ball is spread out towards Gabriel, leaves it through towards Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Friend was quick and tight into him with a challenge. De Roon to clear the ball away from Middlesbrough, but it was such a hurried clearance it goes astray. Picked up by Koscielny. Negredo then comes across on Koscielny. Out of play. They're appealing for everything at the moment, both the coaching staff and the supporters. Such is their desperate need to keep the momentum going. Oxlade-Chamberlain from the throw for Arsenal to Xhaka in the centre circle. Xhaka will pass the ball out towards Monreal, left hand side. Ozil joins the play now. Back with Sanchez. Scoop forward, headed away by Barragan. Caught in possession was Clayton, has a second chance to clear it. They haven't done so yet. Monreal will win it back for Arsenal. Monreal on the left hand side, strikes the back of Barragan. Out of play it goes for a throw. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, I think these subs are going to be key. They're running out of legs, Middlesbrough. It's very hard to play this tempo against a very good football team like Arsenal.
Talking of legs, here comes Roadrunner himself. Beep beep.
Yep.
Traore. He can make up for two of them, I think, maybe even three of them when it comes to legs. Such as his speed. So it's a positive substitution being made by Steve Agnew. We saw that extensive warm-up, of course, from Forshaw during the half-time interval even. 1-1. Arsenal still in possession. Xhaka being forced away from the Middlesbrough penalty area though. Koscielny to Ramsey, turns, Ramirez dispossesses him. Ramirez though, Ramsey comes back and wins the ball. Good challenge. Ramirez isn't happy. That was an excellent challenge by Ramsey to recover. Gabriel back with Ramsey. Now towards Sanchez. Sanchez runs forward, gets away from Clayton, runs into Ledbetter, still going. Clayton this time will have another bite. Ramirez just can't get there ahead of Gabriel. Arsenal now with Ramsey will come forward. 1-1. Playing from left to right. Here is Xhaka, midway through the Middlesbrough half. Ozil gets it out in front of him, left-footed shot, deflection. De Roon goes down, comes out to Gabriel, pulls it well wide, drills it right-footed off target. De Roon's gone down, I think maybe a touch of cramp. And then now the substitution can be made, Chris.
Yep, it can be.
It's Ramirez.
Yep. Now he's put a shift in, he can't say he hasn't, but I think Middlesbrough have got a long half hour to defend. 20 minutes, 25 minutes, whatever it's going to be. Arsenal have just control of the game again. Middlesbrough are really feeling the pace. But he's a great outball, Traore. If they can use him and he makes the right runs, he's a great outball.
Well, he's still only young, he's such a raw talent. When Karanka was here, Karanka was saying he had to keep him on the flank closest to the dugout so he could continually have a word with him and keep him going. And that goes back to what you were saying before with Mark, that, you know, Mark Chapman, you were saying that you think at this stage he hasn't, his football brain still hasn't developed.
No, he's, you know, he'll do something in this last 20 minutes, whatever, left 25 minutes, he'll do something where everybody will be, wow, that is quality, look how quick he is.
Well, here he is, and he's quickly onto the ball on that right hand side, and he was very influential when they met at the Emirates earlier in the season. He delivers the cross, but Ramsey, calm and composed from the penalty area, plays the ball out towards Monreal to Xhaka, plays a little bit behind him with his left foot, but over the halfway line it goes, and it's Ayala who'll pump it back up in the air, and Traore brings the ball under control. That was a nice turn, and he's now got the pace, and Traore's into the penalty area, he messes himself, and in the end he seemed to delay, and everyone was thinking pull the trigger, and he waited, and just as he did up his right foot, he was taken off his toes and dispossessed.
Well, the first bit was brilliant, kept it in, ball high in the air, right on the touchline, two Arsenal defenders on him, takes it down, goes away from us. If they're not there, he's pace, electric, and as you say, pull the trigger.
You could see the thought process, couldn't you, as he delayed. Now Arsenal, Sanchez, who's no slouch himself. De Roon won't get there. It'll come out to Xhaka. He tried to place it there off his left foot. Stopped by Ledbetter on the edge of the penalty area, up towards Negredo. Beaten to the ball though by Koscielny. Arsenal now on that far side, the left, with Sanchez just in from the touchline, looking for Ozil. Cut out though by Barragan. And that'll be a foul, and that'll be a Middlesbrough free kick deep inside their half, and we've got just over 20 minutes remaining. Middlesbrough 1, Arsenal 1. However, already what we've seen from Traore, do you think that could potentially just frighten some of the Arsenal players? Because
Arsenal want to win this game, and you can see they're pushing on, they're going to leave space. Now it's up to Middlesbrough to keep Traore as high as possible, because he has got the legs, and you just saw he can run away from anybody.
Steve Bould has just called Hector Bellerin towards him. Bellerin, who certainly has had a difficult season and berated by some of his own supporters, has affected him, according to manager Arsene Wenger. But they're going to make a change, which would mean a tactical change as well, because the thing is, sometimes when you play with the three central defenders, you can play the ball out wide in behind, can't you? And that would maybe exploit the pace for Traore. But Arsenal on the attack with Sanchez. 1-1. Sanchez left corner of the penalty area, floats the ball in, headed away by Clayton. Here is Traore back helping out, takes it off his chest, but he's caught in possession. Xhaka lifts it out towards Sanchez. Monreal goes on the overlap into the penalty area. Ramsey tees it off, and the ball is fired in, and it's Ozil beats Guzan inside his near post, and Arsenal are back in front, 2-1.
Well, they've been on top the last 10 minutes, and you could see it coming. They've put a massive shift in Middlesbrough since half-time, and a little bit of lack of concentration. Obviously, legs on some of the players are feeling the pace, but that's a good goal. Sanchez again, heavily involved. They give the ball away cheaply. There's not enough pressure on the ball. Sanchez can just pick what he wants. So great little chest off and a right foot volley from Ozil. Yes, it's a great goal, but Sanchez far too much time. So much time in the box, and it's an easy volley at the end of the day for us. But Middlesbrough are feeling the pace.
They didn't pick up Ozil, they didn't pick up Ramsey, who chested the ball.
Yeah, Ramsey chested it. How easy was it? It was an easy goal. It's a sloppy goal to concede. But, as I say, Middlesbrough caught the blocks very quick, and they're feeling the pace.
So Arsenal are back in front, leading by 2-1 for what has been a spirited second half performance from Middlesbrough. Barragan now will come forward, and he's invited to come forward, and he does exactly that. In field, sliding challenge from Sanchez, no foul. They were appealing for a free kick. Here is Ayala. Now the thing is, will they make the change that they were thinking of making the change, Arsenal? As Traore is caught by Monreal.
Monreal's done a lot of fouls today. He's got away with a few, hasn't he?
It's the Arsenal supporters who you might be able to hear in the background. Almost 3,000 of them celebrating that Ozil goal. His 11th of the season. And what a vital goal it could be. However, it's a set piece, and Middlesbrough have caused Arsenal a few problems with the delivery of Downing on a few occasions tonight, just in from the right touchline. Arsenal have everybody back, left-footed, in it comes now, headed away by Giroud, on defensive duties as the first man to beat it out with his head. Barragan back out towards Downing on that far side, the right. Ball hoisted into the penalty area again. Ayala has stayed forward, gets his head on it, picked up it though by Petr Cech. 2-1. Arsenal.
Yeah, Ayala just couldn't head it in the direction of Gibson, who stayed up. Now they're both running back, but yeah, I think it's still set pieces, because Middlesbrough, I think they've put a shift in today, but they've come up against a very, very good football side. And they've had a 20-minute spell really where they got on top of Arsenal, got the goal. But as the game's gone on, a lot of tired legs and red shirts, and Middlesbrough Arsenal now have just took total control of the match.
Well, they've got two vital games. Well, this was a vital game. I mean, you're at the stage of the season now where we've said before there's no margin for error, but despite their spirited performance in this second half, they find themselves losing yet again. To extend this unwanted record, it would be 15 Premier League games without a win since December the 17th, and the last time that they went 15 without a win was in the 81-82 season, which has seen them drop down the table. They dropped into the bottom three in early March. They go to Bournemouth away at the weekend, and then they've got the derby against Sunderland a week on Wednesday. I noticed Paul Bracewell and Robbie Stockdale here tonight on a scouting mission for Sunderland. But for the two North East clubs down at the bottom of the table and Swansea, time is running out. So of course a gap has started to appear between Hull, just outside the relegation zone, between them and Bournemouth. This was one of the games in hand for Middlesbrough. However, against an Arsenal side, we now wait to see what they can conjure up in the last 15 minutes of normal time. Because as you say, they've put in a lot of energy in this second half in particular.
It's hard, it's very, it's hard on the legs to keep that tempo up. They worked hard first off, trying to get the ball off Arsenal really. In the second half, they've upped the tempo and they've started to feel the pace. But just a bit of quality in the box.
Heads haven't dropped just yet. Barragan delivers the cross. It forced Gabriel to stoop to head the ball away inside his penalty area. Wasn't enough red shirts putting enough pressure on the Arsenal defenders, as Arsenal now will break. And Ramsey's forward ball to Oxlade-Chamberlain comes on the inside of Downing. He's midway through the Middlesbrough half, tries to reach Giroud. Excellent sliding challenge by Ayala. The weight of the ball just wouldn't reach him, and it might have done had it not been for Ayala, who was taking no chances. Slides across out of play for a throw.
Yeah, great counter-attack, lovely weighted ball. Oxlade-Chamberlain just didn't get through to Giroud, you said. Ayala spots it, gets a touch of cramp as well.
2-1 to Arsenal. 14 and a half minutes remaining. Here is Sanchez. Arsenal looking to go back. Sixth on the table. Ramsey to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Forces Gabriel back towards the halfway line. And Gabriel to Koscielny. Negredo's going to run towards him to try and close him down. Koscielny's forward ball over the head of Ramsey. Ben Gibson will turn and go back to his goalkeeper. Kuzan, formerly of course of Aston Villa, clears left-footed. Over the halfway line it will drop. Headed on by Darun. Negredo battling for the ball with Gabriel. Oxlade-Chamberlain, because of Darun, has to turn and goes across the back and picks out Holding. Lays it off towards Koscielny, the more experienced member of course of that defensive duo, part of a three-man defence. That's what Arsene Wenger decided. Rudi Gested's going to be coming on now. Middlesbrough going to be making another attacking change, which they've got to do. We talked about Bellerin coming on, Hector Bellerin, but seems that second goal for Arsenal means that Arsene Wenger has decided against it for the time being. Rudi Gested, who's not scored for 41 Premier League games. It's a record run without a goal. Since, in fact, August 2015, which was the opening day. I remember doing the game. It was a late goal for Aston Villa against Bournemouth. How they could do with a goal now. The 2-1 down. They're appealing for a free kick for a foul on Friend. That wasn't given by referee Anthony Taylor. Here is Oxlade-Chamberlain. Goes back with Gabriel. The red shirts will continue to press, but Petr Cech will put his left foot through that and clears away downfield. Met though by the chest of Ayala, who continues to run forward. Ledbetter to Downing. Lays it off to Clayton. Friend joins the attack on this near side, the left. Then leaves it towards Downing. Goes on the overlap. Downing's cross. Headed away by Gabriel just inside the penalty area. Darun's there, leaves it for Gibson, heads it forward. Oxlade-Chamberlain throws himself at it. Out of play it goes for a throw. Now the change will be made. And it's going to be number 14, Darun, who's going to be coming off. So it's an attacker for a midfielder.
Yep.
Is that the record is 41 Premier League, a run of 41 games without a win. Beg your pardon. Still not a great run, regardless, for Rudi Gested.
Well, you've got to put the ball in the box with Gested, haven't you? He's very good in the air.
Yeah, he's scored 2 goals this season. Confirmation of the attendance. Just over 31,000. Negredo from Gested, who laid the ball off to Negredo, saved by Petr Cech. Didn't connect properly with it, did he, Chris?
No, he's capable of. We'll see him score some goals, good goals like that. Just bounces to him, he wraps his foot round it. It's an easy save for Cech.
Arsenal lead by 2-1. Here is Sanchez, infield to Ramsey. Ramsey's 30 yards out. almost overruns it. Then he finds Ozil with his back to goal, right corner of the penalty area. Oxlade-Chamberlain joins the attack, strikes the legs of Sanchez, diverts in field, allows Gibson to clear the ball away, met by a firm header by Koscielny, picked up by Clayton now, just outside the centre circle of his own half, spreads it out towards the left hand side where Downing is now switched. He was playing on the right, he's now on his more natural side, the left. Ledbetter runs forward, Trent, and then inexplicably passes the ball short of Downing, and he knows as he passes the ball straight out of play for an Arsenal throw. They're in no real hurry to take it as they try and take the sting out of this Middlesbrough attack.
That's what they're trying to do, and just look after the ball. It's all about Middlesbrough trying to get high up the field, but as I said earlier, you can see a lot of Middlesbrough players feeling the pace.
Arsenal, who'd lost 5 of their last 8 in the Premier League, they'd only picked up 7 points out of a possible 24 since the end of January. That's how much they've fallen away, how much they've lost that sense of direction for a place in the top 4. And of course, Arsene Wenger has this proud record of always finishing in the top 4, but still they have so much ground to make up. That's why they couldn't afford to slip up tonight here against Middlesbrough. They've responded and then lead by 2-1 as Oxlade-Chamberlain can't release Sanchez, cut out by Gibson. Central position midway through his own half. Clayton to Barragan, lifts it forward towards Negredo, tries to head it on. In fact, he heads it on for himself, flicks it over the head and heads it back. Traore was right behind him. Ramsey's come to help out though for Arsenal. Infield towards Xhaka. Xhaka almost caught in possession by Gestede. He might have left one on there. Xhaka there, he's gone down. The referee has played the advantage. It's up with Ozil, who turns and has support from Sanchez. And Sanchez now has Giroud just inside the D, and Giroud tries to go off his left foot to curl it into the top left-hand corner, but it's off target. It will be a goal kick. Arsenal still lead 2-1.
Well, really good. It's like 4-4-2 Middlesbrough now, so there's a lot of gaps appearing. And you can see now there was Ozil, Sanchez and Giroud, and there was a lot of space. Giroud was a poor finish, very wide of the target, but they're going to get a lot more chances because Middlesbrough pushing everybody forward. There's a lot of gaps appearing.
Good refereeing though by Anthony Taylor, let the game flow, played the advantage, and then the stoppage of play went back and actually booked Rudi Gestede for that late challenge on Xhaka. So the Middlesbrough substitute has been booked as Gibson will clear. Chested off by Gestede, played forward, and again it's another a wayward ball that drifts out of play. And talking of drifting, some of the Middlesbrough supporters now are sort of trying to head home as well. There are a few empty red bucket seats that are starting to appear in the Middlesbrough end as the tally of only winning 4 games, the joint fewest in all 4 divisions. The same with Rotherham will remain, although Rotherham today threatened to maybe change that, leading against Reading until Reading came from behind to win by 2-1. They lie 3rd now in the Championship table, behind Newcastle and promoted Brighton, of course, after Huddersfield's late slip at Derby where it finished 1-1. You can see all the reactions to all the games in the Football League on the BBC Sport website. We're with you through until 10 o'clock before the latest podcast will come your way of Savage, Flintoff and the ping pong guy. But here, Middlesbrough searching for a late equaliser. Traore into the penalty area, wins a corner.
Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Well, he'd like to be on the halfway line there when that ball went in behind. He didn't have any space to run into. Basically ran out of space, and it was easy for Holden to get the block. But it's a corner, and they're always a threat, Middlesbrough set pieces.
7 minutes of normal time remain. Middlesbrough 2-1 down. They have a corner kick which is taken over on that far side, the right. Checks come out, managed to get 2 hands on that. Punches the ball downwards, retrieved by Clayton, out towards Friend, cuts it back to Clayton, left corner of the penalty area, onto his right foot, stands it up towards the far post. Ayala's header, straight at check at his near post, still 2-1.
It's a poor header. I think Arsenal could have got out a lot quicker as well. That's very deep with asking for trouble. Decent ball at the far post, but a poor header down.
Oxlade-Chamberlain will trundle forward on this near side to Xhaka, just trying to control the game in these closing stages with 6 minutes of normal time remaining, and the ball then played forward by Xhaka. Bounces back to him, and then Giroud feeds it towards Sanchez. Sanchez with the early ball into the penalty area, and an outstretched leg by Ayala diverts it into the arms of Guzan. Releases it towards Friend with the underarm throw out. Friend's up towards the halfway line. Ozil makes the sliding challenge. They've given it everything so far of Middlesbrough, but there's some tired legs, as Chris Waddle has been talking about, and under 6 minutes remaining. It's with Ayala outside the centre circle. Ball is played long up towards Gestede, headed away by Oxlade-Chamberlain, pushing the back by Oxlade. Offside.
Yeah, if you look, Ledbetter struggling. Ayala, there's not a lot of energy. It's just trying to get Traore on the ball, isn't it? Really, if you can get the space and get the ball to him, or it's going to be a set piece, because Arsenal total control.
Well, they've scored now 23, the fewest in the Premier League. At least they found the back of the net, because in 16 games in the Premier League, Middlesbrough have failed to score. But that winless run is going to be extended unless something dramatic happens here at the Riverside, as they trail by 2-1. But Xhaka's forward ball will go away from Giroud, picked towards Guzan. At no point, though, have their heads dropped for Middlesbrough. Guzan's long clearance. Oxlade-Chamberlain has to challenge Gestede in the air. Then the clearance downfield. Sanchez is in an offside position. He won't chase after that. He'll allow Barragan with an unchallenged header back towards Guzan. It's going to go long once again. Under 5 minutes remain. It'll be a case of as you were as far as the bottom of the table is concerned, as Gibson passes the ball out towards Downing on this near side, the left. Friend's gone on the ahead of him. In comes the cross over the head of Gestede, headed away by Koscielny, drops 30 yards out from goal. Xhaka towards Sanchez, takes a tumble, and it's going to be a free kick in favour of Middlesbrough.
Yeah, Sanchez thought it was a free kick. He's hit the ground and he's picked the ball up with his hand, and the referee didn't blow. So this is another opportunity. Stewie Downing, I think, he's going to take it. Looking for quality now.
None of the bottom four winning in his latest round of Premier League games, but can Middlesbrough still salvage something here, just as Sunderland did so late on? In comes the free kick now, bounces off Gabriel, and then Cech makes the desperate save away to his left.
I think it's Ayala. If he just gets his toe on it, I don't know if he's got enough contact on it. Another set piece causing problems. It's a great delivery. Comes off an Arsenal player. There's nobody can get a touch on it. It comes off Gabriel, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It rolls at the path. Ayala just can't get a foot on it. Cech picks it up.
How much is remaining of normal time? 3 minutes of normal time remains. Arsenal still lead by 2-1. Do not underestimate the importance of the 3 points for Arsene Wenger. Of course, that option of staying on for another 2 years remains on the table. They say it'll be decided mutually at the end of the campaign, if not before, as Koscielny will clear the ball away. But the FA Cup semi-finals this weekend, as Ramsey will go long towards Sanchez, headed away by Ayala, who drops sliding to his knees. The ball then passed by Barragan to Friend on this near side. Downing's ahead of him over the halfway line. Friend will go on the overlap. Downing cuts inside, then passes the ball to Friend. But Friend looks tired, and it was ahead of Friend, and he didn't have the energy to keep the ball in play.
No, there's so many tired players in the Middlesbrough shirt. 2 midfield lads. Ayala, I just saw Negredo stretching his calves, and as if he's got a bit of cramp as well. So there's a lot of Middlesbrough players feeling the pace, and Arsenal's going to make 2 substitutions.
Coquelin and Bellerin, so defensive substitutions with Coquelin to try and shore up the midfield, and Bellerin, who was going to be brought on before Arsenal scored the second goal, and then those plans were shelved as Monreal on the left hand side delivers the cross into the penalty area, drops towards Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, slash with the right foot, missed. Downing will bring it clear to Middlesbrough. Negredo lays it off, picked up midway through his own half by Gibson. 90 seconds of normal time remain. Double substitution going to be made by Arsenal. Coquelin,
it just slows the game down as well.
And who's going to be coming off? It's going to be Sanchez for Coquelin. That's going to be one of the changes. It was his quality free kick against an unsighted Guzan, which gave Arsenal the lead just before half-time, his 19th league goal of the season. And Bellerin getting his final instructions by Arsene Wenger. He's just trying to keep limbered up his Oxlade-Chamberlain in front of where he's in no hurry to come off the field of play. Sanchez, that's a little pat on the back by his manager Arsene Wenger. So Coquelin will come on, and the other change is Ozil. So both the goal scorers have been replaced as Arsenal lead 2-1. Gested volleys the ball out towards Traore. He's gone quiet, hasn't he, Traore? Of late.
It's just getting him in the game, isn't it? And when you play away, you rely on service, and unfortunately, he got a bit of service at the beginning, but the last 10-15 minutes he's not really getting the ball.
We're about to find out how much added on time there will be. You're listening to 5 Live here at the Riverside. Tomorrow we'll bring you Champions League coverage from the King Power Stadium. Should be a crackling atmosphere too, I'd imagine there. 4 minutes of added on time, which we're now into. And the scoreline in the Premier League is Middlesbrough 1, Arsenal 2. Xhaka out towards that far side. And then that would be a free kick. No, Anthony Taylor says no. Thought there was a foul on Coquelin. Arsenal have got it back. Here is Ramsey laying it off towards Xhaka. Back through the centre circle to Ramsey. On the half turn, Bellerin on this right hand side. Oxlade-Chamberlain now playing a much more central role as a result. Ramsey helps it through towards Xhaka. They're midway through the Middlesbrough half, and Coquelin will carry the ball down towards the corner flag in front of the Arsenal support, and it will be a goal kick despite him thinking otherwise. Anthony Taylor was handily placed. Right. The first minute ticks by of the allotted 4.
Took the ball at the corner flag, let's try to run the clock down. But we can only do one thing, Middlesbrough, just got to get the ball forward. It's all they can do.
You think since the end of January, 4 of Arsenal's wins have been against Sutton and Lincoln. This is how important the victory was for their under-fire manager, Arsene Wenger, who certainly has been no shortage of criticism for the Frenchman. As the ball is lifted by Bellerin towards Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, waits for it to settle, cuts inside in front of a tiring George Friend, and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain almost squeezed it into the near post.
Should score. And he lifts it up, the goalkeeper's made himself big, it's all he can do. He goes to ground, low, just lift it up and it's in. Great run. He's played very well on this right hand side, Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Friend shattered though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Absolutely shattered. But one game since Accrington in the FA Cup was against Stoke, and telling at times. 2 minutes remain of the 4 to be added on. It's going to go long. Gibson, left-footed. Gested gets in the air, climbs a little bit too early, headed away, headed further clear. Ramsey will bring the ball under control now for Arsenal. Glance over either shoulder as he jogs towards the halfway line and nudges the ball in the direction of Giroud, who will chase that. And it's there with Ayala, who will actually get there first and brings the ball away. Passes the ball in front of his own penalty area. Gibson's got space to run into. Time's running out though for relegation threatened Middlesbrough. Gibson's over the halfway line now, still unchallenged. Looks up, left-footed ball, played forward, drops in the penalty area. Gested and Negredo both go to meet it. Hooked away by Gabriel. Chested back in the direction of Ledbetter. Interception comes from Giroud, and all of a sudden there's a break on for Arsenal. And it's with Oxlade-Chamberlain, and Oxlade-Chamberlain accelerates. Oxlade-Chamberlain drills the ball into the side netting, still 2-1 Arsenal.
That's a poor finish as well. He's had a very good game down this right hand side, Oxlade-Chamberlain. Really, fitness levels are great, his pace, but he's finishing on a couple of occasions. Should do better.
Steve Agnew in his 3rd spell as caretaker manager still hasn't won. This is his 8th game in the various spells in charge. You might remember last year when Aitor Karanka walked out when they were in the championship. He took charge as the Arsenal fans now are taunting their Middlesbrough counterparts with a rendition of "You're Going Down." As Giroud with an audacious effort came to him, side onto goal. hit it left-footed with a volley, and it just dropped wide. What a goal that would have been.
It would have been a lovely goal. What a great vision, great awareness to see where Guzan was. Knew exactly what he was going to do as it comes to him. Great effort. He's been quiet today, Giroud.
His record normally for actually starting, you consider that 8 goals in 12 starts to 5 goals in 19 substitute appearances. The Arsenal supporters continue to taunt the Middlesbrough fans, and a lot of them have already left the Riverside Stadium. You cannot fault the effort, but it's Arsenal who are now, by my watch, securing 3 valuable points, and it's finished Middlesbrough 1, Arsenal 2. Chris Waddle.
Well, it's been quite a good game. Middlesbrough, a lot of honesty, endeavour. Got to say, lacked a little bit of quality at times. They got themselves back into the game. Arsenal controlled the first half, and Middlesbrough probably had a 20-minute spell where they asked questions and really did hustle Arsenal, but then the quality came back in. Tired legs for Middlesbrough, and once Arsenal got that second goal, never any doubt about winning the game.
And despite the victory, and despite the 3 points, and valuable they are to the Arsenal cause, there is still a Wenger out banner that is held aloft among the Arsenal travelling contingent. It's finished at the Riverside. Middlesbrough 1, Arsenal 2.